Nemoj da tliš, tako je.
Well, here I am in the electronic studio of Radio Belgrade third program again, after more than 30 years. I spent the years from 72 until 86 working here with the famous Synthi 100 synthesizer, which at that time was really the flagship of analog synthesizers, and not only analog, it was also partly digital, revolutionary at that time. Then of course everything moved on and I moved to Sweden, and nobody was using this studio at all. Now it has been brought back to life thanks to the efforts of these good people from the third program, and the fact that everybody, composers all over the world, are now again very interested in these old analog synthesizers. So I was asked to come here and provide a workshop on how to use this synthesizer, and amazingly some 20 people applied for this workshop, which, you know, and we didn't have room for them all even. And I know that many people from other countries are also very keen to come here and once again work with this old synthesizer. So all that knowledge and all those skills I accumulated all those years ago are once again very useful, and I was able to provide this workshop here, which I'm very happy we could. And I have done the same thing in Athens, where there is another Synthi 100, where there is also lots of interest. So this is a new lease of life for the studio, and I'm very happy about that. Just a few words about how the Synthi 100 ever came to be. That was back in the day, when was that? 1970, I think. It was Vladan Radovanovic and we were very interested in electronic music, and Vladan had been even in other studios abroad, and we wanted very much for composers in Yugoslavia then to have access to an electronic music studio. And at that time, the head of the third program was Aleksandar Ackovic, and he shared our vision. He thought this was a good idea, and he was able to get some funding for us to be able to do something. So we had to look around, who should we ask to build us a special custom-built synthesizer just for Radio Belgrade. And eventually, well, I did try to make contact with Don Buchler, but he was quite useless, didn't even answer me, I think. So in the end, I had contact with Peter Zanofiev in London at the Electronic Music Studios London. Visited Peter. I had visited Peter before. I knew the VCS3 which they had made. I thought we should ask them to build us a special synthesizer. So then we started negotiations, and I sort of drew up a functional description, what we would like to have, and collaborated with the electronics designer, and we talked about what we could put into this Synthi, given the funding we had available. And EMS London came up with this design, the Synthi 100. So that would never have happened if Radio Belgrade had not made the first order. But as soon as they started to build it, a lot of other people were very interested, including the BBC and Cardiff University and I don't know where, Melbourne, Moscow, I don't know. There were, so we eventually only got the fourth one off the production line, but it would have never happened without the initiative from Radio Belgrade third program. So I think people should know that this is where it all started, and now it's all happening again.